Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. Well, today, let's talk about what's happening right now. As of last week, many jobs across America have opened up. Many bosses have started to tell some of the workers that they need to come back into the office physically. You see, many people thought that their job would remain virtual for their entire career. Well, things have changed. There are some companies that, yes, everything is going to remain virtual for them, but there are other companies where they have decided that would not be best for them for whatever reason, right? And also, I noticed that a lot of government officials, they want their employees to come back physically to work. So what happens to all these people who actually moved out of the state where their job is and bought property? You see, the law is in many states, counties, jurisdictions that if you buy a house and you sell it within a 2-year period, you're going to get hit with a very high capital gains tax, right? So you had a lot of people who did that, and some people have already sold their homes. The value of homes went up tremendously during the middle of 2020. And now in many markets, the values of homes is leveling off. It's not even going up as much as it used to before. So some people who have sold homes, they did make a profit. Others, not so much of a profit as of yet. Plus, in addition, the feds were discussing raising the interest rates. So property values are definitely not going to be as high as before due to that alone. So what if you are one of those people that already sold your property? I would say that I hope that you saved some of that money and you did not spend it all as of yet, because when Uncle Sam comes, he's going to hit you, and he's going to hit you really hard. So what can you do, or where should you spend your money? If your job has a 401k plan, I advise that you increase the amount of money that they take out of your pay to place in that particular plan. The other thing that you can do is, let's say you have a job that does not have a 401k plan, then I suggest you opening up an IRA, either a Roth IRA, or you can even open up a self-directed IRA. You can also open up, if you have a high deductible healthcare plan on the job, you can open up an HSA, a healthcare savings account. If you have kids, you can open up an educational savings account. By placing that money in there, you won't get hit too hard when Uncle Sam comes next year, okay? Because you have moved your money into those particular areas. So what if you are a person who you just bought a home and you're being told, okay, I got to go back to work tomorrow? Should you sell it is probably the question. If it were me, I personally would not sell it. I personally would look at other ways, other exit strategies in which I could actually keep that home. Meaning I would probably Yes, you can do remote landlord. As you know, it's not the easiest thing to do, but it is doable. Okay. The key is to get yourself a good tenant. And one of the best ways to do that is you can go to myrentals.com and they can run a credit check on whoever it is that applies for your home to stay in your home. I would not rely on a realtor to evaluate people for me, because what I have found is that a lot of times realtors like to put people in your home that are not going to be good tenants, so that this way you can go back to them after you evict the bad ones and go back to the same realtor and get better tenants and pay, this way they would get more money. I would prefer to do it myself. If you have lived down there, and maybe if you met the neighbors, have them assist you if possible. Or if you are going to go down the realtor route, make sure you get a good realtor, one that is highly recommended in the area that you're at. As far as maintenance is concerned, there are a lot of handyman agencies now that assist remote landlords, that assist people who do Airbnbs. You also have cleaners, local cleaners, some cleaners that you'll find in turnover B&B that will help you when it comes to maintaining the property as well. So you don't necessarily need to get a property manager. It's wise not to get a property manager for just one property. Property managers are really for when you have multiple properties in a particular area. Another thing that you can do is you can look into transitional housing. That's typically guaranteed money from the government. And it's given different names by different jurisdictions and what have you. You have the Office of Special Needs, where they have a caretaker and a person who might be, let's say, mentally challenged or blind or hard of hearing, and you give that property to those individuals. You also have Covenant House that rents property, and Volunteers of America that also rents out property as well. As long as your property meets whatever their specification is, then you can turn it over to them. Sometimes they have programs where they actually help manage the property. So not only will you get paid from the agency, but they can help you with the management, right? And so it's less maintenance for you. Then you have Airbnb, which was mentioned earlier. You have Pad Split. Pad Split comes with their own contractors. They're located, this particular company works in certain states. If the home that you bought is located in that particular state, then you will get some assistance from that particular company, and you will definitely make more money using Pad Split as opposed to, let's say, renting to a regular family anyway, right? So just look into different things that you can do and try and see if you can hold on to that property for at least one extra year just to avoid the tax. I would also consult your accountant to look into this further, because things do differ from place to place. Some of you probably even got a first-time home buyer's grant to buy that house, and if you got a first-time home buyer's grant, typically they want you to stay in there 5 years, some 10 and some 25 years. So, if you sell the house right away, a lot of you are going to have to give that grant money back, So I say instead of selling the house right away, just look into other areas. You can even do corporate housing as well. That's another alternative. But just explore different exit strategies. You can do lease option, lease purchase, owner financing as well. Just look into different options before you go and turn around and sell that property, get hit with a high capital gains tax, and if you got a grant, just having to give all of that money back. All that money that, uh, it's just going to be very difficult for you. All right. So, guys, that's all I have for you tonight. I hope this information helps you out financially. Please feel free to pass this amongst your friends. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.